What's up, guys? Welcome back to the JP and Trav show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel. As always, it's your host with the most, JP. And below me, I have my esteemed co-host, brother, and friend out on a beautiful, beautiful day in Oklahoma, Travis J. Davidson. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm a little bit tired. My thumbs are probably calloused from, refreshing Twitter over and over and over for the last 10 hours waiting for an announcement. But excited. It's been a really good day outside of, dropping a cool rack on a set of tires this morning. But excited because I'm excited about a big-time guest we got. Always good to have our brother with us. I'll let you handle introduction.
Yes, as you guys well know, I don't even know if we can call him a friend of the show at this point. He's family, at this point. Been on the show so many times, one of our dearest friends, and who's doing a great job in his own right on YouTube. I think, what are you, 16K now? Is that
close to it? I'm getting there.
Yeah,
just under 15, so we're getting there. Yeah,
just under 15, man. So welcome our brother Jay from Unfair Sports. Jay, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's always good to be with family and hanging out, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, guys, Trav, you already kind of hit it on the head. We got a lot to talk about. Between Deion and Damonic, there's a ton to get to, but let's start with Dominic Williams. And is it Dominic or is it Damonic?
It's Dominic. It's Dominic. His mom hit up the homie and told him it was Dominic.
Got it. So Dominic Williams, excuse me. The plan was to talk about the Deion drama first. That's been happening. However, we had hoped that by this time we would have heard something about Dominic one way or the other, and yet here we are. 9:07 Eastern time, 8:07 Central time, with nothing to show for it. And so we are all here left wondering, trying to pick up the pieces, grasp at straws, eat some breadcrumbs off the ground, if you will. Whatever moniker you want to use, throw it in here, because that's what is happening right now. So let me get from both of y'all, just y'all's perspective on the situation. Trav, I know you had said a little bit earlier. So Jay, let me get your take on what you've been doing, and then Trav will have you round it out.
Yeah, just like Trav, I've been sitting here with my thumb hitting that F5 button all day long. I was actually working on, I was doing some training stuff for work and not paying attention, not one bit of it. Luckily, it's more of the ethics, code of conduct type stuff. So I got that running in the background. I'm hitting F5 all day long, just hoping to see something, you know what I'm saying? Getting that hit of dopamine, trying to get something to spark us. And as the day continued to go on, I came to the realization that this man ain't gonna commit today. He ain't gonna do that. Now, granted, I know that there's multiple notes from every single site out there talking about who they think's ahead, blah blah blah. The most I've seen, it's been a lot of Oklahoma being in the lead, and I don't really know. There's like no real details, because the thing about it is, and I think the best part about this is as dramatic as this recruitment has been. Like, Dominic told you what he was going to do. He said he's going to take all his visits. And, that's it. And he went and did all his visits. And that's it. So it seems like nobody really knows any information, because no one's showing their hands. And so I've heard Missouri's bowed out, Texas bowed out. Now I heard Texas is back in. I heard LSU bowed out. I heard they're back. USC's popping up. I don't know. All we know is that this man said he made a decision. And I'm sensing we probably won't hear anything until tomorrow.
Yeah. First off, isn't it fun to live, or at least go back to the time before predictions? Like, this is what it feels like. Like, could you imagine if every single recruit, Jackson Arnold, Taylor Tatum, when he's having to decide between OU and USC, like type of big time, like Trent Wilson recently, right? Like when you don't know, you get this. You're glued to Twitter all day, right? Like, this is fun. Like, I know it's stressful, but it's fun, right? Like, I get that predictions are part of the game now, but there is not. If you polled 100 college coaches, D1 college coaches, all 100 of them would say that they don't like predictions. All 100. Because it doesn't help the school at all. Like, all it does is help the publication, and I am affiliated with one of the publications, and I get it. I can be honest about it, right? And that's the thing. It's like doing what's best for the school feels like you never see OU just come out of nowhere and get a guy, right? Is because we're all like, we have so many, insider entities that are trying to, scratch and claw at it and get different sides of the story and this, that, and the other. But like, it's funny to me because like you see people at each fan base today doing the kind of defensive pessimism. Well, I'm over him already. I don't even want him here if it's going to be a bidding war. Man, he's not the type of guy we want in our locker room. Bro, you don't know. Just because he hasn't announced, now you think it's a bidding war? Nobody knows anything. So, like people are, again, they're frustrated. They wish they knew an answer. The insiders are frustrated because they're not getting anywhere on it. Like, you're just trying to follow the path of, smoke, tea leaves, whatever you want to call it. But I just think it's so funny when people are like, yeah, I hear Texas is out of it. Like, Texas saying that, I think they're just being pessimistic. I truly think they don't know. So that gets passed along through the grapevine, and now people are like, well, Texas is out. It must be an OU, Missouri, LSU. Oh, some insider, some Twitter account says, oh, LSU is now focusing on somebody else. Oh, okay, well, then it must be OU, Missouri. Now USC. Bro, the kid hasn't said a word. Even his handler hasn't said anything today outside of, an Ice Cube tweet, tweeting a couple other things, but like inconsequential stuff, right? But we have no evidence that this is a bidding war. We have no evidence if really he's even done with his visits. I mean, I think he is because that's what was reported initially, but like, I still think that we're so used to getting information immediately. We know what time a kid commits. We know what service he's doing it on. We know what time the crystal balls came in. We know whether he's an early enrollee. We know all this stuff already. And I think that us not knowing that is driving people so mad that it's a bidding war. The kid's money hungry. Oh, this handler's, a clown. Who is this guy? Oh, we're out of it. They're out of it. It's driving people crazy. And I think it's the most entertaining thing that could be happening with this recruitment because OU is the common denominator when you talk to people, but there's no good reason for them to be. The only evidence that we have is the order of the visits, the length of the visits, and the offering of the brother, right? Like when you look at OU's advantages, we offered the brother first. We got the first visit. Like that pretty much wraps it up, right? Like as far as like concrete advantages, like everything else is just conjecture. It's people trying to be the first one to the story. It's people, I put a tweet out earlier about, people like engagement farmers, tweeting out big reactions and whatnot. Like, you don't know anything. Like, stop. Like, there's nothing to know. So, like, people are using everybody being on social media right now as an opportunity to be like, oh man, there's a lot of eyeballs on this. I gotta act like I'm way ahead of the game when nobody's ahead of the game. And it's wildly entertaining.
Yeah, you gotta watch what you say. I was, just talking about the show tonight and said, hopefully, in parentheses, hopefully we have good news. That's all I said. Like, just being hopeful. And somebody said, "Oh, what do you know? What do you know?" They're popping up like they needed something, and I was like, "I don't know anything. Nobody knows anything, dog. Calm down." But this has certainly been that type of recruitment. Obviously, chat is going off. We on and popping tonight. Already got 122 people up in here. So if you hear, make sure you hit that like button. Appreciate y'all being in here at this moment in time. Welcome in. But yeah, go ahead and put your guys' thoughts in the chat as we continue to talk about this recruitment. You guys have anything else on the Dominic Williams piece?
I want to clear up are they still in Norman? His handler put out tweets today in Bo Davis's office at LSU with his feet up, with Dominic in the photo. He put a picture up of a picture from the Omni with the Ranch Steakhouse to-go bag, right? He put up a Missouri tweet. I don't think he put up a Texas tweet.
He didn't.
But
Texas
but
is the only one
regardless,
he didn't put up.
he put up all these tweets. It wasn't that he was in Norman. Like, it was the fact he was just putting. That's an old picture. And like Garrett says, if he was going to commit to OU, he would have done it today. Why? Can't every fan base say that? Like, can't every coaching staff say if he was going to commit to us, he would have done it today?
Yeah.
Like, he's had final meetings with everybody. You know, he wasn't in Norman today. Like, they went to him to meet, and he was meeting with Texas coaches. He was meeting with everybody, like everybody here. So, like, the idea of, well, if he was, and this is no offense to Garrett, obviously, like the idea that if he was going to commit, it was going to be today, and then now that he hasn't, OU's just out of it. Like that doesn't, I don't know what that's based in, because I don't think that's based in reality, because I don't think there's a timeline on it versus whether it's good for some schools or bad for some others. I think the longer he gets away from that LSU visit and that visit high, I think it's better for everybody. Like the farther you are removed emotionally from a visit, it's better. So, I mean, MKPG says it's a bidding war. Saying otherwise is crazy. We don't even know that, though. Like, yeah, is there money involved? Yeah, there's big money involved. Is he just going to go to whatever school? If OU offers $1 million and Missouri offers $1.1 million, does that mean he's going to Missouri? No, it doesn't at all. Like, there are other factors. NIL is absolutely a factor in the recruitment. It would be crazy to think that it's not. This guy's going to get a big bag. But to say that it's just, they're just, picking up phones going, hey, Mizzou's got this much for me. Oh, hey, Texas got this much for me. And whoever gets the highest just gets the commitment. I don't think that's the case at all. And we have no evidence that that's the case.
Yeah, I don't see that he's going to go to the highest bidder, it feels like. To me, if it was the highest bidder, he probably would have had the opportunity to get that finalized at LSU, right? That visit, him coming back from their, what was that, Tuesday or whatnot, he would have had the opportunity to know who's got the most money. They could have, done the feelers out and got that done. I really don't believe it's going to be about who's the highest bidder. I think it's going to be there's going to be more to it. And I think this is the one thing a lot of people didn't grasp, and I've talked about this on a couple of videos I've talked about him, is Dominic said it to himself, he didn't really have a big recruitment coming out of high school, right? He was a 3-star player, roughly in the 700 range. Mm-hmm. The biggest school that really offered him was TCU. So he didn't have very many options. And so now he goes to TCU, becomes a freshman All-American, and then has a really solid year last year. He's a true sophomore. Now people are interested in him, right? Now he is the belle of the ball. Everybody's literally wanting to talk to this dude about coming to play for him. And so now he's enjoying the process. He's enjoying what's out there. He wants to see who's going to be able to develop him, Honestly, his plan probably isn't to play more than next year. He wants to get his body and everything prepared and ready to go pro. And the question is, who's going to be able to do that for him? Who's going to be able to do it best? And so if I was to go argument-wise, I mean, you got Bates, you got Jonah Lulu drafted, and Bates has a very good record with, Clemson. Bo Davis at LSU has a good record. He just had 2 dudes go that got drafted, from Texas. And so besides that, the question is, who's really going to be able to prove development, right? That's what I think really is going to be the matter the most for him. That and comfort and fit. I mean, he's going to be, no matter where he goes between the 3 big ones, between Oklahoma, LSU, and Texas, he's probably going to play a lot. He could potentially start. He wants to play in the SEC. He's going to have the opportunity to. So he's got to see, let him have his moment. Let him enjoy it. The good thing is he ain't tweeting out a whole bunch of random stuff to get everybody excited. His handler is. Just ignore him.
Right.
Focus on the kid. The kid.
His handler's not going to be. His handler's not going to be on campus with him. He's not going to be going through workouts with him. He's not going to be in the locker room with him. Additionally, and I'm glad that Joe Dusty Baker Mayfield brought this up. If you are interested in a bidding war and you don't get Oregon involved, then you're too dumb to qualify academically. So that's the thing. He had originally intended to visit Oregon. He didn't make it to Oregon. They're not in his top 4. But in this day and age, I would just ask the chat, really, if it's just a bidding war and you want the most money, if you are finally a free agent, and as Jay touched on, not a big time recruit, so he wants his payday, right? Then you're talking to Ole Miss, you're talking to Oregon for sure. Mm-hmm. You're obviously talking to Mizzou. You're talking to A&M. Like that's the thing. Like it's like I don't know. That I think that's what is another argument against it being a bidding war. Because if you want to go and try and make the most money, I think you get Oregon involved. I think you get A&M involved. I think you get Ole Miss probably involved, and then go from there. Ohio State was dropping bags like crazy this offseason. USC's dropping bags. I know USC is trying to come in here late, but he hasn't visited them. So I think it's, a lot of what Jay was talking about. It's comfort. It's, he's going to make a lot of money in the NFL in a year from now, in the draft. I don't think he's going to get developed that much more. He's kind of a ready-made guy when he shows up to Norman. That's kind of why we want him so badly, is because he's a ready-made guy. So if those two aren't your main driving factors, because you feel like, okay, I'm already kind of set in those areas, then it's got to be comfortability, man. It's got to be comfortability. It's got to be knowing the coaching staff. There was smoke back in October, right? He almost entered the transfer portal the first time and was linked to OU. He came to OU immediately. So I don't know. It's just a lot of fun to me because it's a lot like the spring game. I talked about this on air. The spring game is the ultimate measure whether you are a pessimist or you are an optimist. Because if you see Deion Burks score a long touchdown, the optimist says Deion Burks is that dude. The pessimist says, where the hell was our secondary? How'd he get that open? Right? So I think this is a great measure of that as well. The optimist will say, there's no reason. We haven't been given a reason that we don't lead for Dominic. The pessimist will say, we're out of it. We're out of it. He would have committed. You know what I mean? Like, we all have the same amount of facts, but we're just seeing it from two different angles. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing is certainly interesting. And this is where we're at in college football now. And this is certainly a natural segue into both, I think, the things we're going to talk about tonight, whether it's Deion or just the future of college football in terms of, you're talking about the SEC and Big Ten, talking about, creating an alliance, right? And, I don't know if you guys saw what Pete Thamel put out today, but, talking about the NCAA and things they might have to pay out, and
$2.7 billion.
Yeah, a lot of money. And so there's, hold on. Trav, turn your mic on, big. Come on.
Dominic Williams just committed to Oklahoma.
Live commitment, boy. Let's go.
It's done. Let's go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's go. Break stuff. I told y'all. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, listen.
Oh, my
wow.
Listen.
Oh, man.
Pray for times
oh,
like
my
this.
goodness.
Like
that is bananas.
I'm being so serious. You have no idea how many times Trav and I have talked about having an on-air commitment. This is amazing.
Oh, my God. That is amazing.
Let's go.
I used to pray for times like this.
I used to pray for times like this. And grind like this. And amount of, oh, my God. I told you I was going crazy on the show. I told you I was going to lose our minds. Let's go.
You said it.
Oh, my
I told y'all.
Incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Just stuffed Missouri, Texas, and LSU in lockers.
Yeah, lockers.
Stuffed them all into one locker. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's finna be
my
a
goodness.
victory cigar time, my friends.
Oh man.
I know that OU fans have been loading up on Missouri memes and Texas memes all day. Empty the clip.
Yes,
Carpet bomb those
We're-
fan bases
we're
with
we're
memes.
emptying the clip on them. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What a day. What an evening.
This is
Oh my gosh. Yeah, MKPG, I guess we won that bidding war. Oh,
Right?
man, I love it. And what's funny is I'm pretty sure Tattoo was the first one. He just put sooner in the chat.
you did.
Yep.
And I was like, so I started looking, I was like, who said boomer? I was like, maybe somebody said boomer in the chat.
Come
And then
on.
and then Brandon hit it with the Hayes bomb. Oh my gosh.
Woo-wee.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, hey, I'm speechless.
I'm speechless, bro.
Oh man.
That's big time. I mean, again, the programs you were going against. Look at this. Look at this.
Get it out, baby. Get it out. I'm about to go get me one now in a minute. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, perfect. My co-star here, John Davidson, coming in clutch
Yes, sir.
with the cigar. Got the victory cigar for Dominic Williams. I mean, again, it's who you beat for them, because these are the type of recruitments that other people notice, right? Smoking that Jeff Ketchum pack. Man, that guy's got me blocked on Twitter. I have other people send me his screenshots when he's
That's hilarious. He got
when
you
he's
blocked.
pouting. Yeah.
Oh
we remember-
my goodness.
Do we remember when
Guys.
people
Guys.
did not think Todd Bates was worth his weight in gold?
Look,
Do you
man.
remember those conversations?
I always have been, dog. And people don't understand just how tough it is to get this. Look, man, look. Trav, you said it best, man. Look at who we beat for him, right? All y'all moo-moos out there. I'm just going to say it nicely. We're going to keep this a family show. But all you moo-moos out there that felt the need to keep telling your boy that Oklahoma broke, that we broke. Y'all keep telling me broke Oklahoma. No, this is the thing that I preached so hard on my channel for so long, man. We pay when we want to.
Yep.
We recognize when there is a true talent that's worth the money.
Yep.
We're not going to overspend for a dude that we're going to be pissed off, that we're going to end up feeling like going to quit on us, right? We go after those that fit a particular model of what this organization wants to do, what this culture wants to be. This dude's one of them. That's why we was willing to go after it. We spent them dollars. Where them dollars at?
Where them dollars? Where the money? at?
Golly, that's beautiful, man. Told y'all we're losing our minds on here. I told y'all.
I mean,
oh, the receipts are coming in nice.
I said when we sat down, we do, a little just pre-chat before we go live. Everybody's like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm at my folks' spot. I was at my folks' spot for the draft as well. But the reason I'm outside is because, hey, if this thing pops, I want to be in an area where I can light up a cigar
Yep.
during the show.
Yep.
So, man, I'm so glad I'm out here because this tastes sweet. Got the Rocky Patel Decade, one of my favorite smokes.
Mm. That is.
So this afternoon, I shared this with some, but this afternoon I was talking to my boy Hayes. Hayes needs to jump on the chat first of all. I'm gonna message Hayes real
Yeah,
quick.
tell Hayes to get in here.
I mean, I know he's had the graphic for a while, so
Send him the link. Send him the link. Let's get him on here.
go on and pull up, man. He's been sitting on that graphic for a while.
So I asked him. I said, "Hey, are you the one that's announcing Dominic?" He said, "Yes." I was asking what time. He's like, "I don't have a time yet." This was just after noon. But yeah, I mean, I knew he was doing the graphic. I just needed to, see what time he was actually doing it. But man, that's big time. I'm gonna send him this graphic. I'm gonna hop on mute.
Let's go. Enjoy the cigar. Y'all go celebrate. Hey, follow the family. Show them all some love.
This is
And of course, there's the article from CK that flies up. Man,
this is euphoric.
All right, I sent Hayes the link. We'll see if he hops in. That's just so extremely big time. And like I said, David Stone just quote tweeted, "Let's get to work." I mean, oh man. I mean, whew. Oh man. Even Grimlock's tweeting receipts. OU fans saying,
who he broke.
No, OU fans that were saying, I think if Dominic Williams is going to be a Sooner, it would have happened before he left Norman. NIL. Oh my gosh, incredible! And that's what's so great about it is we didn't know it was coming.
No idea.
That's the best part. Yeah, we got to enjoy the true suspense of it, right? And just wait it out.
Like that was one of the most fun times. Oh my gosh! Here, I'm going to show that. Dominic Williams just tweeted this. A picture of Brent Venables shrugging in his office with a jersey on.
Yeah, looking at it now.
Look at me now.
Chose it.
How do you like me now?
That's so lit.
He chose it because of the relationships with Venables and Bates. That's what he's stating, you man.
Again,
you'll get my best version and my best effort. Again, we're going after guys for a specific reason and a specific type.
They don't hear us.
Well, and that's the thing. It was going to come down to, and not look. Dominic Williams isn't going to come out and say I picked Oklahoma because they paid me the most money. Let's not get it twisted. But like, it made the most sense relationship wise. Like, if the money's equal everywhere, your development's here. But again, he's pretty much developed. He's going to play. He's a rising junior. The reason we want him is because he's developed.
Yeah.
But it's those relationships. Bates, BV, just tweeting out, not an announcement, but tweeting a picture out of Brent Venables shrugging in his office, hitting the Jordan shrug. Oh my God. I was waiting for BV to tweet out a picture of a poker chip or something like that, but transfers don't get them.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Bates should have walked around, though. We got the Bates bag walking around by Jalen Ross, which I love. That's beautiful. Bates with the bags in the hand, just...
Absolutely. I mean, and the thing is, you're going to hear all of our favorite things, right? You're going to hear, Oklahoma just overpaid. We didn't want to pay. You're going to hear, we were after other defensive tackles anyways.
Yep.
You're going to hear, he's a prima donna. He's not, he's not who we want in the locker room anyways. Nah, I don't want to hear any of that because all those people would have been going nuts just like us if they would have got him.
Yeah.
That is loser talk.
They would have been over here saying,
Here's the quote. I want to read y'all what he said. I mean, I gave y'all like a paraphrase. Look, this is him word for word. Where do I start? This entire process has been a whirlwind. Sooner Nation, I want you to know that at the end of the day, I chose you because of relationships with Coach V and Coach Bates and the staff. They were genuine, and I believe in their ability to develop me as a man and a player and prepare me for the next level. I can't wait to get to work with my teammates. You will get the best version and my best efforts. I am blue collar, and I love to compete at the highest level. God bless, and Boomer Sooner. Look, man, we at the point, Steven, you're right. You got to look at Bates' rights again, man. Look, they brought in the dude that they said they wanted to bring in. We added depth. Now, this is what this to me means to this team, right? I don't want anybody to get this misconstrued or twisted or anything or any true, like, quote-unquote concerns when it comes to the defensive line. But you got to remember, our defensive line is really young, right? We're dealing with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores, right? And then you got Deion Terry, who's the grad transfer, who's in his 7th season. And now Jermaine Lole, who's in his 6th season, right? So you got now 2 vets, and you add Dominic, who's right there in the middle, because he's got 2 years of eligibility left. But, if he does what we expect, he gone after this year, most likely, right? But it's a good way of transitioning between him into Stone and Jackson era. That's what you want, because you're going to have G Baby out there doing his thing. Marcus Strong as well as Ashton Champ. They're still trying to get their weight up and get themselves to that point. But you got 3 dudes that are proven stuffers that can really teach and help speed up the development down. It's a lot easier when you have veterans teaching the players as much as it is the coaches, and because the players are really the additional coaches on the field. That's what you get in value in adding a guy like Dominic Williams, right? Him and Lole. When they get here this summer, bro, so much information is going to be translated down to the players that y'all really want to see, which is Stone and Jackson. You have to lose your minds on that.
Man, just an all-time moment. It's an all-time moment.
And again, I mean, like we were talking about at the beginning of the show, this is what's fun. Imagine if every recruitment was like this. Imagine if Stones was. Imagine, Stones would have been nuts. I was out to dinner with my mom and all of our family for her birthday. I'd have been flipping tables in Juniper here in Tulsa. But that's the thing. I don't know, maybe the predictions are cardiologist recommended, because could you imagine this stress for every single recruit for 25 times a class? I take back everything I said about predictions. We need them. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Man. So many people are like, I didn't think we were gonna get him. Like I didn't think we would get. Tried to tell y'all, man. Tried to tell y'all, man. This was gonna happen. They've been working. You win some, you lose some. This one we definitely should have a cigar on. I'm gonna get a cigar after this.
Man,
I wasn't even done. I wasn't even done with my dinner. I got a chicken leg sitting here, and dessert's ready. Dessert's ready.
Listen,
Mama poked her head out. Gave a sweet. So
yeah.
The question is now, where does this put our defensive line in the SEC?
Ooh.
Because he would have started for every SEC team.
Yes.
So we, at minimum, can match anybody.
I guess you could argue with Georgia, but didn't they just lose some dudes?
Hey.
They always lose some dudes, but
Jeff Ketchum about to get cooked, y'all. Y'all see? He said
you're gonna have to get a hot flame or cook him for a while.
Had to. He said, "Can you even name 3 players on OU's defense?" Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember when he was talking noise about Stone. Said, "I think he's a 3-star."
Hey, Nick Anderson.
Facts.
He was talking about Nick Anderson, saying, "I don't know these guys. You don't even know these guys." Well, you know them now.
You know them now.
You better know them.
Shit.
Oh my gosh.
Top 3 in the SEC. On par with Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be. I mean, it's definitely better than Texas. Our defensive line would be worse than last year's Texas. Last year had the 2 best interior defensive linemen in the country, for my money. But Texas needed this bad. After old boy went back to UCLA, like, it was right when I saw him go back to UCLA, I'm like, this is not good. Texas is going to throw everything they have. They're going to rename the Moody Center the Dominic Williams Center. Like, they're going to do whatever they can because they need that other defensive tackle. Man, it's a good day. It's a good day. Man, time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies.
34 minutes in.
It doesn't even feel like it, man. It's like.
So we got roughly 200 people in here. I need y'all. We're going to take 30 seconds. Got roughly 200 people in here. I need y'all to hit the like button, okay?
Hit it.
Hit the like button. I'm going to give 30 seconds. It's at 49 right now. And I'm going to go like it. I invite everybody else to. We're going to take 30 seconds. All we're going to do is go like the video.
Oh, man.
Go like the video.
There we go. Let's see. Nazir Stackhouse.
That's how we're feeling out here on the JP and Trav show. For those of you who may just now be getting in, Dominic Williams, big time defensive tackle from TCU, commits to the Sooners live while we're on the JP and Trav show. Just 15 minutes ago. I don't even know. Time is not relevant at this moment. It's just been.
Hey, they say time is money, and apparently OU had time.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the smile on Todd Bates' face when he said, "Yeah, I'm coming."
Man,
because Bates needed this. Because here's the thing, Bates, he got some haters. You know, he's got them out there, and look no further than the KREF text line. But really, when we didn't have a defensive tackle in the 2023 class, that was not good. Our only defensive tackle transferred, right, a couple months after he got on campus. And then he gets the number one defensive tackle in the country in David Stone. And what do his haters say? Well, he's an Oklahoma kid. Anybody could have landed David Stone. I could have landed David Stone. That's not Bates recruiting well.
Yeah.
And then Trent Wilson, we bagged him, money that was supposed to go one place, win another. This right here is why Todd Bates got that raise. This is why the other SEC teams wanted Todd Bates. Because he can go out and get you a big recruiting win when you need it. And we needed it, and he delivered. Like Karl Malone, man, the mailman. He delivered.
Oh, man.
He delivered like the Amazon guy. I don't even know if anybody mails anything anymore.
Right. He delivered like a prime guy, like a prime truck driving around.
Yeah. He delivered better than Prime has been. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of Prime.
Coach Prime.
Speaking of Prime, got Coach Prime on the docket still too, but still. Y'all enjoy this, man. Relish, enjoy this moment. This is not, I'm going to pour me a glass of bourbon.
You don't keep bourbon by the desk? Come on now. There he is. Oh, that's tequila.
Oh, yeah.
No, this bourbon. It's my baseball decanter.
Okay. Got you. I was about to say, it looks like one of those tequila bottles.
This has changed the whole complexion of the show. We should be celebrating now. I'm going to go get me a little something.
I do have a request for people in the chat. If you see something like just a hilarious Twitter exchange, a good meme, something like that, we're missing it because we're on the show right now, right? So the last tweet that came from the JP and Show account where he said live commitment on air, go ahead and reply with the memes, with the links to the tweet, all that kind of stuff, because we definitely want to catch that. We definitely want to catch that a little later. But again, like the video. I hope you guys are enjoying a cocktail with us on this beautiful Thursday night. They say the weekend start early, Jay. They say Thursday is the new Friday, right? Well,
it's Friday Junior. For me, it's my Friday this week anyway, so yes.
Yeah, Ryan Orr asked, starter? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He starts on every SEC team.
Yep.
He starts on every SEC team. And
so, hey, even add to that, I think there's one thing that probably will get some Sooner fans excited. We're probably, for the most part, going to play a lot of four-man front.
And why that's important is because he was a straight-up nose tackle at TCU playing, and a lot of people are like, oh, look at his stats. Like, you can't measure a nose tackle stats by tackles, sacks, whatever, right? Like, him having the ability to actually go get the quarterback now is huge. He was playing in a 3-3-5 at TCU. So, running him in a four-man front. Right. Yeah, right. Nose tackle just eats blocks in the middle. But, now, being in a four-man front with this guy, opposite Jaden Jackson, Ejon Terry, David Stone, Grayson Holton, these kind of guys. You thought we were good on 4th and 1 before? We're going to be good at 4th and 2, or maybe even 3rd and 10. You join us with a cocktail? Attaboy. I love it. I'm gonna toast my cigar.
Yeah. Mm.
JP had to get up and tweet his dancing video too.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Got to.
Yeah, this is all, now it's like, all right, what's next? Do we still take the Grand Valley State kid, take another defensive lineman?
Right.
Are we done in the portal? Do we need to shore up anything else? I mean, offensive line I think is going to be a lot better than people think. What are your guys' thoughts on that offensive line wise?
I'll jump in first on that one. So what we need on the offensive line is similar to what we needed here on the defensive line, which we got out of Lole as well as Dominic Williams. We need veterans, right? You pick up Branson Hickman, for the specific reason of having an older guy on there, because both of these lines are very young. You add Hickman, now you got a veteran in the middle, which with Troy Everett hurt, he was your vet, but you add an additional one, and now you can move Bates over into a guard spot, get him used to knowing the calls, because for the uninitiated, and I got to give shout out to Brandon Drum for this, because I love how he pointed this out with the logic of it, is that in some of the practices, you was hearing that Jacob Sexton was playing left guard instead of playing left tackle.
Right.
And Tarkin was playing left tackle. So people were concerned. Oh my God, we moved Sexton into guard. That's got to be a bad thing, right? No, Jamar can't call it. It's dope. It's like, no, it wasn't because we didn't move Sexton there because we felt like we need him better there. We put him there so that he could help Bates with
Hold on, mother.
Oh, yeah, you got it on mute. Okay. But we did that because we needed Sexton to help Bates with calls. And that's kind of something to help Bates grow as a center, because centers makes the call on all the blocking and everything, right? That's big. So adding a veteran, that's going to be key. So to me, my anticipation on that is going to be, we're probably going for a vet in the summertime, right? The thing that for the uninitiated, additional information, when it comes to the transfer portal, if you're a grad transfer, you can go in anytime. I sense that you're going to see some graduate tackles or guards hit the portal this summer. Similar to how we got Deion Terry. Deion Terry didn't hit the portal until like June, and we got him in July. Right? I'm sorry, no, he went like in May, and we got him in June, something like that. Yeah. In that area. We got him in the summertime is my point. I think there's going to be some, once the school year is up, which is in 2 weeks. Actually, next week, my daughter starts finals week for college. So next week is when finals week ends for most colleges. That, to me, tells me that you're going to see some tackles and linemen go in the portal that are grads, and then you'll see us be active. So I sense activity from us, and I think we will probably get one more offensive lineman. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're certainly going to still look in the portal for offensive linemen. We definitely need some help there. But at the end of the day, I think that with the wins that we've had so far, with this one being, I don't know the last time. When's the last time, us as OU fans felt like this about a recruitment? Can you think about it? Can you think of a time? Was it Peyton Bowen? Was that
Peyton Bowen's probably the biggest one. Either him or Stone.
Maybe
one of those two. Because Stone was big, but at the same time, Peyton Bowen had the drama that this one had. I think Stone was probably about half the drama here. Most of us felt in our hearts he was going to come back home. You could tell with the way the relationship was conveyed of Stone kicking it in Bates' office, putting his feet up every time he's in town. You figured that was going to happen. But I think this one's probably close to the Peyton Bowen one without the flip-flopping drama. It was just a ton of suspense and waiting for it to finish.
Okay.
That's a good point. That's a good one to think about, actually.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Travis is currently on the phone with former OU defensive line coach and current Broncos defensive line coach, Jamar Cain. So we'll be interested to hear what Jamar, who is a friend of the show, who's been on here before, has to say about everything that's going on now. We'll be definitely interested to hear that. But This is kind of derailed my plans for the show, and that's okay.
What else can we talk about, dog?
I feel like we need to roll with it. Like chat, man. You guys,
y'all run the show.
Run the show.
Chat, run it.
How are we feeling? What do we want to talk about? I mean, you have anything else? Obviously, the only other thing I was going to bring up was kind of the Deion drama, the stuff that we've been seeing from Deion and Shedeur Sanders out there in Colorado. And Jay, I know you do a little bit of coverage on Colorado. So, man, what are your thoughts on that?
The optics are bad on that, right? And so when Shedeur initially made the comment, the first thought that came to me was, oh, this is a son fighting for his name, right? Defending his namesake, defending his pops, right? He was there in practice every day. He was part of conversations. He was part of all of that. And so he was, to me, feels like he was more so defending than anything. But then when Prime decided to pile on with the Lord Jesus and, my son's going to be top 5, what about your kid? It's kind of like, all right, guys, I understand that y'all are like king petties around here. Y'all enjoy that kind of stuff, but that's probably not something you need to partake in, right?
Yeah.
Especially with you being a D1 coach. Now, granted, Prime is trying to go at this in a more unconventional way, but at the same time, if you want me to be really, really honest with y'all, did anybody not expect this out of him? I mean, we're talking about a dude who created a persona before he came in the NFL called Primetime. He had hotels, he had restaurants and all kinds of stuff going on underneath that name, and he goes by Coach Prime, like not even his real name, right? He's been a dude that's been about the spotlighting himself his entire career. Like, that's why it doesn't shock me. Now, I would like him to have a little bit more tact in overall. Deion's also a very old school type coach, right? Like, even though the social media stuff is out there, and that's more so he lets his son do it, not only his son's making money, but keeps him busy. But dude's still old school disciplinarian type, right? He's the old school, you bow to me because I'm your coach type. I don't understand how people didn't expect him to be this way. Being the same Showtime guy that he is, as well as this type. But overall, tact-wise, it was in poor taste on him to go after that player like that. Because you're going to have players that's going to attack you if they don't like you because of the situation. It's going to happen. Shedeur, I get why he did it. Him and Shiloh, I would have expected that from them because that's their dad. That's still your pops. You're still going to defend your name. But Prime shouldn't have said anything. He should have stayed his butt back. Now, we've got to see what happens. I mean, he's still getting kids to commit. So, I don't know if it really hurts him, but he's still getting commits.
Vintage OU rumors and news, no doubt. I had to talk to my guy, Mr. Jamar Kane. Had to call and say what's up. He's a friend of the show.
Yes, he is.
He's a friend of the show. I still remember when we were up. I forget what it was. It wasn't spring game. Anyways, we were sitting at Valare, and Coach Kane came down and hung out with us and said hi while he was up there with some visitors. But
that was at Ohio State, I think.
Man, he said, and Hayes just got it back at me too. Let's see, we might get Hayes on. Be like, Hayes, now click the link.
Great, go on, jump in, Hayes. You ain't doing nothing.
Go ahead and jump in here, Hayes.
You ain't doing nothing. Explain yourself. How long you been sitting on this?
If we get Hayes in here right now, I need y'all to blow this thing up. If we get Hayes in here,
go ahead, share. Why? Because sharing is caring.
Everything.
Put it out there.
Everything. Tell people we got Hayes in here. The most trusted man in college football.
He is the most trusted man in college football. I'll tell you what. He knew exactly what he was doing with that eyeball emoji.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because he's been. Man, I want to know how long he's been sitting on it.
I honestly don't think he. I honestly don't think he has. Like, he knew he was announcing it, but I don't. I honestly. I honestly don't think he did. I don't think anybody knew. Hayes says he's going to be on 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to go a little long. This is what it is.
If Hayes is coming on, we could go. I don't care. Let's come on now. Jay, I don't know what your timeline is.
I'm Gucci, man. I'm staying on, man. I'm not leaving. If Hayes is going to jump on, I'm going to stick around.
Well, and so Jamar called, and obviously we used to do the show on Wednesdays, so he called, not knowing we were on air, but he was like, dude, he's like, that's such a massive pickup. I told him I'm glad he's not in college football anymore, so we don't have to recruit against him. But I mean, just what a big pickup. And actually, what he told me was that Jermaine Lole played for him at Arizona State. So keep in mind, Jamar Cain used to coach at Arizona State, said that Jermaine Lole was one of the best practice players that he had. Apparently, Bates, FaceTime Jamar when Lole was on his visit there. He's really excited about that pickup. He's obviously excited about the Dominic Williams pickup. He said, look, y'all sealed the interior of your defensive line going into year one of the SEC. And there's not a lot of guys whose opinion I trust more on getting your defensive line ready for the SEC than a guy that was LSU's defensive line coach and is currently the Denver Broncos defensive line coach.
Yeah.
Interesting as you say that, right? That Lole was underneath him at Arizona State, man. Kane over here still recruiting for the Sooners without even being there, man. Shout out to him, especially with all the Sooners on his Broncos, man. They seem to be like them and the Chiefs feel like the teams that snatch up the most Sooners.
That's what was so great. So the BYU weekend last year, right? I was able to meet my dad in Denver afterwards, and we went to the game. Sat with Jamar's beautiful wife, his one of his daughters, one of her friends. Got to go down on the field afterwards and see him. I mean, Ben Powers and Samaje and Marvin Mims and all these guys. Like, it's
Benito,
cool. Like Delarian Turner-Yell, Nick Benito. Like, it was just cool to see. Like, it was cool because Ben Powers walked up and he's like, "Hi, I'm Ben Powers. What's your name?" I was like, "Man," like just like introducing himself. It was just, I don't know. It was really cool. It was really cool. But yeah, Dad's got the photo pulled up. It was, I mean, yes, we can all agree that Mizzou still sucks. Like, it is what it is. Mizzou, you wanted him. It didn't happen. But Jamar, when we were, like, some of my OU stuff, obviously, I got from Jamar, right? Like, some of my, like, pullovers, shirts, whatnot. Well, his upside-down Longhorn shirt, he's like, "Oh, we got to keep that. That's like my daughter's favorite shirt." He's like, "I don't care where I go, it'll always be horns down." He actually said a different term, but family-friendly show, so I can't say what he actually said. But Jamar Cain still helping OU's corner.
Hey, the boy is here. Hey, in 3, 2, 1, Hayes Fawcett, ladies and gentlemen. Hayes, welcome to the show, big guy.
Hayes!
Hey, appreciate y'all for having me on. Sure you can tell by the background noise. Currently in the car. Left my house about 30 minutes ago. I'm on a little 2-hour drive going up to where I went to school, my college town, go meet my girlfriend. So sorry about the loud audio in the back.
No, that's all you, man. Just gotta go see the girlfriend, no doubt. So, Hayes, you got to talk to us about today, man. I know you're the most trusted man in college football, but so I know you can't. We're not asking who the next person is or what other edits you got, in your drafts. But when did you know, and what's your initial reaction to it?
Okay, so I knew the school, like, for sure, legit a minute before I posted it. So I've been in contact with Dominic and some people close to him throughout the day, and based on what I heard from them and based off of what I've heard from other sources, there was a common denominator between both people, I guess you could say, and that was Oklahoma. So throughout the whole day, I really did feel like Oklahoma was a school, just based on what I was hearing. And like I said, I was driving and I just get a call from Dominic and he tells me, "Hey, I know where I'm going to go." And he tells me Oklahoma and tells me to put it out. But yeah, it was definitely a very long day. I'm sure for y'all as well, just waiting to see what he was going to do, because I was kind of expecting this to be done around like 11, 12, 1 is what I was told. And, I think the announcement got posted at 8:30, I believe. So yeah, it was definitely an eventful one. And, like Travis said in his tweet, man,
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, could you imagine? I mean, you've already got tens of thousands of followers. You're probably over 100,000, but it's like, could you imagine how many more like notifications would be turned on for you if there were no such thing as predictions?
I think about that all the time.
I mean, it would be absolutely absurd. And I know, like I said, I know your mentions are crazy and whatnot, but welcome Brian Clinton to the show from OU Insider as well. Sure. So Hayes, the eyeball tweet. Were you just trying to gauge how many people were just lurking on Twitter, just staring at their phones like an idiot for the last like 5-6 hours? Like, is that why that eyeball tweet happened, or what was it?
Man, that eyeball tweet was obviously about Dominic, because I mean, I had been talking to him and his people all day, and at that point, like, it was kind of getting close to the announcement to be made. And then it kind of went quiet for a few hours, and I didn't really, say anything too much longer. And then, while I was on the road or before I left, just wanted to double longer. And then, while I was on the road or before I left.
A little bit of an echo. It's all right.
Hey, is you good?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of echoing
we got
a little bit, but I'll just repeat what I said.
Okay, cool.
It just basically happened a lot later than I expected. I thought it was going to happen earlier in the day, and that's what that was really about.
Okay.
Do you ever think it was going to happen tomorrow?
I really did think it was going to end up happening later tonight, just based off the conversations I had later into the evening. But part of me did start kind of thinking maybe this does push back to tomorrow, because I know there was definitely some rumors kind of swirling around about that as well. But yeah, I'm glad he ultimately made the choice tonight, because I didn't want to have to worry about that until tomorrow.
Well, and like, has there ever been anybody that's like, hey, you got to stay up late? Like, anybody that's like 1 a.m. I want to send this out. Like do you ever have to worry about like, yeah, man, do you charge after hours prices? Like, hey man, like, this is weekend, this is time and a half. Like, do you does that ever like happen to you where people try and hit you up and it's like, golly, it's midnight, what are we doing here?
Man, I've had some like West Coast guys like want to post at like 2 a.m. my time. I'm like, what are we doing here? It's kind of late. It might be better if we, just wait till tomorrow or during the day when everybody's awake. But no, that rarely happens.
So, hey, question on the J from Fresh Sports, man. Good to finally meet you. Me and Ty Hayes talk about you all the time, which is funny. Yeah, your last name's his last name's your first name. But anyway, how long have you been sitting on this, man? About how many hours would you say you have been sitting on this graphic?
Man, so first off, great to meet you, man. I've seen your work and talked with Ty, and he has nothing but great things to say about you as well. So it's a pleasure to finally get to speak with you. And yeah, in terms of the graphic, man, I had it done I think it was done at maybe 10:30 this morning, because I was told by Dominic it was, he was going to announce around 11, 12, 1, around that area. So I wanted to make sure I had, all my stuff set and ready. So yeah, that's been in the drafts, all day, as well as another school. Rare occasion where I make two, because, 99.9% of the time, the guys know where they're going, and I'll just have to make one. But, in this instance, transfer portal guy, and, obviously things come down to the wire truly in recruitments like this. So yeah, I had this one ready and done at 10:30 in the morning.
Okay, at 2 in the chamber. That's smart. And as of course, Trav mentioned, you the most trusted man in the industry, because you hear this stuff sometimes days in advance. What is the longest that you've heard about a commitment and you had to sit on the information graphic before you could put it out? What's the longest you had to deal with?
Man, typically nowadays, especially like right now, with it being so busy with transfer portal and then high school recruiting kind of overlapping with that, these recruits, both transfer and high school, they understand. They start to understand, how busy it can get and like how, stacked up my work gets. So times like this, I've been, letting on their information probably about 2-3 weeks in advance, and I really appreciate that a lot because it gives me more time to work on the stuff that needs to be done urgently, and then just casually work on the things that are happening in the future and have that ready and done for whenever the deadline is set.
Hey, the people want to know, Hayes. The recruitment's over. So who is the other school?
Man. All right, so I'm gonna tell this story. Actually, nah. I don't know if they would want me to put it out. I don't know. I'll just tell you, and I'll tell you in DM if they're like cool with me saying it. But I don't want anything to get back and then me say something I'm not supposed to say.
I mean, this is on YouTube. Everybody go and watch it and everything. So I respect that.
That's fair.
That's why you're the most trusted man in the industry, dog. That's why you do all these graphics.
I don't want to burn a bridge that doesn't need to be burned.
Yeah, I'm burning it up for you right now. Our friend Jamar Kane hitting the comments. Yes, sir. Great content, fellas. Big get for Bates. Badass duo for next season. Appreciate you, Coach Kane, dropping in. Man, we got all the celebrities rolling through tonight, fellas.
Hope you're doing well, brother. Out there in
Hey, so let me ask y'all this.
Yeah.
So obviously I wasn't, I come on the show. Were y'all expecting him to commit tonight? And when he did commit, what was the reaction like?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna have to go back and watch it because obviously this is gonna go up on YouTube. And so we had talked about it like, hey, look, like earlier today, JP and I were, I think, on the phone, texting, whatever, and it was like, hey, look, we're gonna have to bust out the cigars because we thought, okay, we think it's OU. But we need the announcement to happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm over at my folks' house, and last week I did it from here because we were watching the draft. So we were, I was sitting at the table. Well, today I was like, man, I got to be outside because we were talking, pre-show. I said, I got to be outside because if this thing pops, I want to be able to smoke a cigar and celebrate. So when it popped, actually the chat let us know.
Yeah.
Because Tattoo said sooner, and then somebody else said Hayes bomb in the comments. So you got the Hayes bomb in the comments.
Yeah.
And that's when I just went to the phone and saw it, and we all went nuts. But yeah, and then I was in the middle of eating dinner actually, but my co-star here, John Davidson, my dad, lit up a cigar for me, and we've been celebrating ever since. Poured a little cocktail. And, yeah, man, it's a big get. I mean, this recruiting stuff better than anybody. This kind of stuff matters momentum-wise. Like, when you can go up against other schools, when all things seem to be equal, this is the top defensive lineman in the portal, and you go and you beat 3 other SEC schools. You know what I mean? Like, so just a massive get for momentum, for sure.
To add to that, though, like when JP hit me up to join them tonight, I was like, all right, cool. When he tweeted out the video or whatnot, the link to let everybody know that I was going to come on, I put it in all caps. I was like, we're going to lose our minds on this video, on this live. Make sure you join us. We had no clue that it was actually going to happen. We were hoping it happened before so that we could, lost our mind in the beginning and then go through the flow of the show. But as Trav mentioned, it just popped right while we're sitting there talking about it. Like, well, we thought it was going to happen by now, and then boom, mid-show, then we lost our mind. Our animals are losing their heads are falling off, and I had to grab drinks. It was amazing. We needed that in our lives, so didn't expect it. I put it like this: if anything, I thought it was going to happen this morning. So, like when you mentioned you were basically sitting on it since early this morning, I thought it was going to happen by noon, right? I thought by lunchtime, everything was going to go down. But after it didn't happen by 2 o'clock, I was like, all right, he's going to do it tomorrow. He chilling. It'll be tomorrow. But great present for the night.
Yeah.
A quick reminder. This is the name of the game, right? You see the Crimson Cream NIL T-shirt. everybody watching this, if you want to keep getting dudes like this, join Crimson and Cream NIL Collective. You can go to the kref.com, sign up through our link there. There's all kinds of benefits, $19.99 a month, $9.99 a month, $59.99 a month, whatever you want to do. But if you want to keep having moments like this, that's what you got to do. Crimson, Cream, NIL. I know Burley Boomer said that if we get Dominic Williams, he's going to double his contributions monthly to Crimson, Cream, NIL. Because that's what it takes.
I did see that. And I to be honest, we blacked out. We blacked out. Like
Steven with a great statement there. Dominic tweeted out to go thank his little brother. That offer to his little brother added to it. He just tweeted, go thank my little brother, put his ad on there. And I told y'all, man, I tell a few people, we don't offer people just to offer them, right? When we saw some of the little brothers tape, we're like, okay, we consider him. Well, yeah, I think he got something. So we gave him his first offer. And Dominic just tweeted out that, thank the little brother. The little brother's like, I like it here. They like me. I want you to go here so that I can come here too.
Hey, and his little brother might be a dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's massive. Massive. Hayes, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, I might be cutting out, by the way. I don't think I am, but I wanted to ask, like, how big is this? Like, to compare it to somebody else, like, would this be as big of news as like a David Stone commitment, or like maybe even a little bit bigger? Like, how does this compare, in terms of the magnitude of this commitment?
It's different because David Stone is from Oklahoma, right? Like, he's from Del City.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, and so like it's like being from Del City, he's got friends that are on the team, he's got friends in the area. So it's just different because that's the number one defensive tackle in the country, right? I mean, that's a guy you need to get, right? And he had all the suitors as well. Everybody was in on him. Bags were flying, but he commits to him. He's a multi-year guy, obviously, being a freshman. But I think what you have here is a proven commodity that's ready to play immediately. Like, I'm glad I don't have to pick on which one I want more, because I want them both, and now I got them both, so I'm very happy about that. But I just think it's different because it was just unexpected, and again, it goes back to it. That's what's so great about it, is it hit us like a ton of bricks in the middle of the pod because you knew you were top 4, but you don't really know anything more than that. So, long-term stakes are higher, like MK said with Stone. You got probably a 1-year guy with Dominic, but you don't have any like advantages, like built-in advantages, like he's from Oklahoma, like you had with Stone, right? Like, you don't have that. So this is literally like, people were like, oh, Todd Bates, he got David Stone, but he's a local kid, he can get him. This is the time where like Todd Bates puts his nuts on the table and being like, hey, look, everybody wanted him and I got him. So what's up?
No doubt. Yeah, that's a great answer.
You would know this, Hayes. I mean, what's your engagement like between the two tweets?
Man,
you tweeted David's.
Yeah, the David's one, that one had a lot, but I hadn't even, like, not even gonna lie to you. I tweeted the Dominic one, and then I got like a call right after that, so I answered that call, and then I go to my Twitter to check it, and I go to DM, and I saw you sent the StreamYard thing, and I had one more call, and then I hopped straight on. So I haven't even looked at like the tweet or anything. So I don't know how good it's doing, but I'm sure Sooner Nation's going crazy right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm humbled and grateful that instead of checking your bomb that you dropped on the internet, you went ahead and opened my DM first. I appreciate it.
I'm telling you, as soon as like I got that call, I was like thinking of y'all, because I know y'all had the show at 8:00, and like I checked it. He calls me at like 8:23, and I'm like, oh, bet they're on the show. And then once I posted, I was like, I wonder what these dudes are thinking right now. They're probably going crazy.
Yeah, we did it. We did indeed go.
I can't wait to watch it back. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I'm gonna definitely check it back after this.
We blacked out. I was going nuts. Jay was screaming. Trav was trying to find his cigar, and it was it was legendary. Truly, it was amazing.
No
Brian,
doubt.
question.
Hey, Trav and JP, I know last time I hopped on the show, and I hope I'm not like asking too many questions, but anyway,
Not at all.
I know last time I hopped on the show, this was like right before the spring window like officially opened. Now that it's like closed, I feel like all of our expectations were kind of accurate. Like it wasn't going to be too crazy, but be a few, pretty big names hop in. Like, what was y'all's overall thoughts on that?
Well, I think a lot of people, like some of the guys, like we love Josh Pate, friend of the show.
Yeah.
But like I forget who it was. It was like it was either Caleb Downs or it was maybe Caden Proctor, where he said like that's not top 5 of the craziest things I've heard that are going to happen in the spring portal window, because he literally said he's like there are going to be entire starting lineups that are just pillaged by others, and it just that part didn't happen. But I think that's part of like just trying to get people used to the possibilities. And honestly, it might have happened, but they might have gone to their head coach and said, "Hey, this school's offering me this much. They tampered. What are you going to do about it?" And then they just bucked up. So, so I don't know. I think who would you rank as the top 3 most shocking spring portal entrants? Hey,
Man, like me personally, I was shocked with the Jaden Rashada one, but like looking back at it, I mean, it's kind of one of those recruitments where you can't be shocked. You know what I'm saying? That one kind of shocked me. The Cormani McLean one kind of did too. I mean, that was just such a big name high school recruit. Like I felt like, all signs pointed of him returning back to Colorado and, getting on the field year 2. So I was shocked with that one as well. In terms of the third one, I mean, you can probably honestly put Dominic as a top 3 guy. I feel like, I mean, I didn't really have any thought of him leaving TCU, to be honest with you. But yeah, I would definitely say those 3 names really stood out to me, as well as probably Dylan Edwards. But yeah, what do y'all think?
I think Jason Zamandela, Zandamela. I'm sorry, I keep on wanting to call him Mandela because it's so. You know what I mean? But Zandamela, like I think that's a big one because he's really talented. Ends up back in Florida, obviously. I think the Colorado guys get obviously a little extra traction just because of the Deion effect. Like, when anybody leaves, it's what's wrong, what's going on, like this, that, and the other. We coming, the Louis luggage, all the sound bites that he's given us. Do you believe now? Like all the sound bites that he's given us, like when players leave Colorado, it gets more attention. Simple as that. But yeah, I think Dominic Williams is a guy that when he got in the portal, all the Sharks came and they said, "Hey, look, this is the best defensive lineman in the portal. We all want him." I think that's the thing. Like when Cormani got in the portal, not everybody wanted him, right? Like
he still
Dylan
has a
Edwards
place,
got
does
in
he?
the portal. Not every. Yeah, I don't know if Cormani's got a place or not actually, but but that's the thing. It's when Rashada got in the portal, not everybody wanted him, right? Some people have their quarterbacks, right? Like the other big ones, like people, not everybody wanted him. When Dominic Williams got in the portal, every single school wanted him because who doesn't want an instant start defensive tackle?
No doubt. Yeah, I feel like with Dominic, like no other really like you said, transfer really kind of like garnered, I guess, laid out for him by like all these different schools. And
Lost him.
He's still here. Let me see if I can get back on.
There
Hey,
you
you
go.
still there?
He on the road, so understand visiting a young lady, so we get it.
Oh, it's funny because you can hear his background noise when he does connect. There you go.
Can you hear us?
You got.
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying, like everybody wanted Dominic. Like everybody rolled out the red carpet for him. With other transfers, it didn't really necessarily seem that.
And there it is. Figured he eventually hit the hole, but that's
Yeah.
he learned how to cut up the hole or whatnot. It's a plus. But yeah.
What a legendary night. This is
Legend.
This might be one of the greatest JP and Trav show ever, if not ever.
I can see that.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I was able to be part of history, man. Feels good.
Everything that has happened, like the commitment, Jamar, Hayes comes on, like live.
It's a banner show.
What'd you say?
It was a banner show.
Yeah. Man. Well, I doubt Hayes is probably going to be able to come back on. He's driving. He's probably in a rough spot.
Yeah, we've gone over a little bit. Before we go, because I know we're about to hop off. Everybody go like the video.
Yes.
Big time. This is going to be one people want to see in their feed. You can watch it specifically for that moment. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to clip the video probably. Go like the video right now.
Yeah.
Before we get off, like the video.
Go like the video.
You lying.
To be fair to the rest of you.
Yeah, I'm about done with the cigar. I'm ready to get on Twitter and dunk on some rival fan bases.
Yeah. Jay, you have anything, man, before we head out? Thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. It was truly legendary.
Heck yeah, it was. No, thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate it. Just get me a drink in and celebrate the biggest victory we heading into the SEC, man. One of the bigger ones. We got a veteran on our defensive line to help out what we got going. That's two vets to go with Deion Terry, man. That's huge.
Huge. It looks like my dance got retweeted by Dominic and his handler. So hey, we'll take that.
No.
Incredible night. Let's go enjoy it on Twitter with the rest of OU Twitter. And man, y'all have been just the best. And this is an amazing show. But love y'all. Trav, Jay, my dogs. We'll be here next week, next Thursday night.
I think I got a guest lined up too. So
hey,
a really fun one.
Hey,
not that Jay, you're a blast. I wasn't directed to you.
No, I feel you. Can't wait to tune in.
But all right, y'all. Well, we'll catch y'all next week. This time, 8 p.m. Central. Boomer.
Sooner.